No hidden fees, just free installation on carpet $699 or more. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Unique specialty items and requirements may be priced separately. Not valid in all markets. See homedepot.com for details. Offer ends August 16th.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 6464 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 6464.
Now, with the Only in America Minute, here's your host, Bill Cochran.
What is with the friends of Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham, John McCain? Why can't we all be friends? I mean, if Lindsey would keep his mouth shut and John McCain would just take a trip maybe to Europe, maybe he ought to go over there and talk to Miss Merkel, because they seem to have all the ideas on everything, whether it's health care, whether it's North Korea, whether it's Poland, whether it's Russia. These two men who have been around Washington, D.C. for so many years that nobody can even remember when they started. It's just amazing that they can't get behind a Republican president. And now, old Donald Trump Jr., they're after him. Donald Trump Jr. wrote a few emails and got together with a Russian. Okay, so what? Has Lindsey and John McCain ever talked to Russians? Has Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton and some of the other politicians in Washington ever talked to the Russians? I mean, what about President Obama when he said, I'll have a little better talk after the election, Vlau. Let me, give me a little time with all this. But America is under attack. And Donald Trump Jr., he may be getting set up to be a dynasty of the Trump name. I mean, just think. We had the Bushes. We had Roosevelt, Teddy and Theodore. We had Adams. We had a lot of people that had multiple presidents in America. And Donald Trump Jr. is getting ready for the backlash that comes from the American media. Yes, fake news is what they call it, but I'd say Donald Trump Jr. is calling them something different today. Think about it. Bill Cochran, Tan Talk Radio Network, 8, noon, and 6.
The Brian Cash Claus Radio Show. More business for your business every Thursday at 2. 106.1 FM, 1340 AM. Local business owners, listen up. We direct more customers through your doors with a printed coupon book and radio show. More business for your business. Call 727-600-4889. That's 727-600-4889.
I am disgusted with your sharing of health problems. Who in the world wants to hear about your freaking problems?
Sorry, Bill, that I have cancer and it's bumming you out in your pathetic little tedious life. Here's what I want you to do. Get in your Crown Victoria, get it going about 90 miles an hour, and take it into a concrete bridge above.
Heard the new Imus lately? On the stations of the Tan Talk Network. Catch Imus in the morning right here.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Hi, it's Sandy from Clearwater Curves. Curves is a 30-minute complete body workout designed for women. Fun, fast, and safe. Whether you want to lose weight, gain more energy, or just stay healthy, you can get started today at 50% off by calling 727-536-6910. Hey, you owe it to yourself. Get back on track. Again, and that number is 727-536-6910. Call now.
This is Mike from Pasco County Tub Refinishing, letting you know about an offer we have for this month. We are offering a tub special for tub refinishing of $199, tub and tile for $299. All of our work is warranted for 5 years. We offer senior discounts as well as military discounts and serviceman discounts. My email address is pascotubrefinishing@gmail.com, and our website is pascocountytubrefinishing.com. Again, please give us a call. My name is Mike, and I'm the owner. Thank you very much. And my phone number is 727-557-8568.
Everything you wanted to know about the music industry. Ask Vic. Vic McLean from Virtuoso Music and Distribution on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Call Hollywood Connections with Don Reese. 727-441-3000.
Hey, this is Vern Troyer, and you're listening to Don Reese's Hollywood Connections.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox. You are watching Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio with Dawn. Little foxy thing. Enjoy.
Listening to Hollywood Connections, I'm Kirstie Alley.
You are listening to Hollywood Connections with Dawn.
And this is Kelly Preston. I'm so excited.
Initialize sequence now.
Join the countdown. For actors, modeling, singers, songwriters, musicians, dancers, performers, and voiceovers from across the nation to across the world. Here with Dawn Reese on Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio, 106.1 FM.
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't, but keep on dreaming. This is Hollywood, always time to dream, so keep on dreaming.
All right, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's your #1 entertainment show in the Tampa Bay area, Hollywood Connections. Now your host, Miss Florida Diva Yvonne Madison. And the lady with all the connections, Dawn Reese. Lights, camera, action. You're on.
Hi, welcome to your drive time, Clearwater Beach, our gorgeous studios in Clearwater, Florida at the Tan Talk Network. I'm Dawn Reese, your host. Super excited to have you on the show. We have a really amazing show today, Yvonne.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be fabulous.
I know. So if you've ever been into, voiceover work and how to get jobs, we've got an expert in the business. And he's going to be at the Tampa Comic-Con event. We also have Walter Briggs in the house, former New York Jets football. Woohoo. Football. We're going to
be talking some sports today. Uh-oh.
He liked that. That was a Goldie Hawn movie. I know.
Wildcats. Yes, 1986.
Exactly. Thank you, Peter. And we're going to come back. Yes, and he's also going to be, that's so funny, Peter. He's also going to be actually doing a play. We're going to talk about that. There's so much in this hour, and film directors in the house and voiceover talent. But in the meantime, before we kick it off, we have a super exciting event. I'm going to be at the Autism Surf Contest also on Saturday over in Clearwater Beach, over the bridge. So you'll see me interviewing kids over there. What your event is coming up as well.
Yes, yeah. I'll be there.
Awesome.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
I'm planning.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an honor to know so many different people in the community that go for peace and that are interested in charity and helping out these different charity organizations. My company is One World, One Love International, a Florida nonprofit company, and this Saturday at between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m., basically it's all day, we have a International Peace Day event where we're going to have so many different performers that will be there. We have master drummer Papa Malik Faye, that is from Senegal, Africa.
Yes, I know him. He's wonderful.
He is amazing.
He's amazing. And, yes, he is.
And he will blow your mind when he starts drumming.
Oh,
so
yes.
He's going to be there doing classes. Right off the bat at 10 a.m., 10:30 in the morning, we have a Dr. Love that's going to be doing a special Qigong class.
I know him too. He's from New York.
He's amazing.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
What's this Qigong class?
Qigong is like an ancient...
with the karate and stuff.
Yeah, it's like an ancient energy healing. It involves breathing and motion. And
movement and
breathing. And I've seen him do it, class.
I was in his class.
That's wonderful. He's a really wonderful man. So people that want to get involved in Qigong can be there in the morning for that. And then
what time?
That would be about 10:30 in the morning if they want to be a part of the class.
I think I'll come.
Yeah, that's great. And then we have Malik. Papa Malik is going to do the drum classes and things like that. And then we have an incredible group of people that have come together in their band or organ. They're called Jane. and they're amazing. They are really amazing, and they will really entertain you. We also have 6-time Florida belly dance champion DJ Palumbo that's going to be there performing and dancing, which is amazing. And then we have King James that will be there in company. And Jane is also going to be doing a very cool singing bowl class as well for people. And we have Organic Goddess is going to be there providing food and juice and things like that. We have Sleeper Woods from St. Pete that's going to be bringing up and offering African goods and things like that for the home. It's going to be just an absolutely amazing day. And then we're going to close the whole thing off with a community drum circle right there.
That's wonderful. What's the price?
It's $15 per person to get in, and all that money goes to charity.
Yes.
So we're not only building an orphanage in Uganda right now, but we're also working on a program in Senegal, Africa, on the Ivory Coast
I've been to Senegal.
eliminate firearms. These kids walking around with these big weapons.
Yes.
So if they turn those into the authorities, we want to give them a drum.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. So we'll teach them to drum together instead of shoot together, right? So that's the idea.
That's a great idea.
And introduce yourself to everybody who you are. And
yeah, my name is Christopher Corbell, and like I said before, I have the company One World, One Love, Florida nonprofit, and so I just want to, try to bring the communities together, and also what we would love to do is introduce the concept of the turning over an illegal firearm for a drum here locally, like starting in St. Petersburg as well. So we would love to bring the communities together and get to know each other, share peace and love, and just have an amazing day.
At least you're trying.
That's right. At least we're trying.
And the location is 10 to 7 p.m. this Saturday, July 15th, at the...
Yeah, at Sacred Lands Preservation at 1700 Park Street North in St. Petersburg. So again, that's 1700 Park Street North. And if you've never been to Sacred Lands before, you really got to go check it out. It is unbelievable.
What is that?
It's an incredible preservation that's there. It's a nonprofit preservation that's right there on the water, and it's just beautiful. There's like peacocks walking around, and a beautiful stage and a place where people can, relax and even sit by the water and watch the sunset. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here and promoting the local events and what's happening. If you're bored this weekend, there are a couple things to do.
Yes.
Go to this event as well, or the Autism for Surfers, we're having over across the bridge in Clearwater. That's super
and I want to thank you for what you're doing in Africa.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come onto your show and talk. You're all very wonderful. So
it's drive time home. People are like, I don't know what to do. The weekend's coming up.
Yes.
So, hello.
Well, I'll tell you, Saturday. Don't forget, Saturday, Sacred Lands in St. Pete. Come on down.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds good.
Hope
So,
to see
Peter,
you
let's
there.
go to a commercial while I change seats, and let's put on, we actually did a Tub and Tile, a new company that we had a Business View show, Yvonne, yesterday.
Okay.
So we're going to put that on and promote his business.
This is Mike from Pasco County Tub Refinishing, letting you know about an offer we have for this month. We're offering a tub special for tub refinishing of $199, tub and tile for $299. All of our work is warranted for 5 years. We offer senior discounts as well as military discounts and serviceman discounts. My email address is pascotubrefinishing@gmail.com, and our website is pascocountytubrefinishing.com. Ken, please give us a call. My name is Mike, and I'm the owner. Thank you very much. And my phone number is 727-557-8568.
Hi, it's Sandy from Clearwater Curves. Curves is a 30-minute complete body workout designed for women. Fun, fast, and safe. Whether you want to lose weight, gain more energy, or just stay healthy, you can get started today at 50% off by calling 727-536-6910. Hey, you owe it to yourself. Get back on track. Again, and that number is 727-536-6910. Call now.
Okay, and guess what? We are back. We are live on the air. I'm Dawn Reese, HollywoodConnections.biz. And first I want to introduce, I was scrolling one night. I happen to do that, Yvonne, when I can't sleep. scrolling through my Facebook, and I saw your advertisement that you're going to be at the Comic-Con event, Dan.
Yes, I am.
And I won't be here. I'll be in Tennessee at a World's Tourism Pageant, but we're going to be sending reporters over. So I'm going to have you take the mic in front of you and tell us what you do.
Well, I'm a voice actor. I appear on radio and TV commercials. It's funny. I go to the supermarket, and I have a hat that says voice actor.
Right.
And people, the checkout guy will always say, well, what did I see you in? And I go, no, I do voice. You don't see me. You only hear me. But, I do all kinds of voice acting jobs for professional sports teams, radio, TV commercials.
Wait, sports teams?
Yes.
Really? Give me your best voiceover for sports teams, like the New York Jets.
Microsoft Moment, brought to you by Microsoft, the official tablet of the NFL. Built by the pros, made for the fans.
Walter, what did you think of that?
I think that was very well done. Thank you.
You got pipes, man.
Thank you,
pipes.
sir. All right.
We're going to come back. Walter's going to be in with us for the next 2 hours as well. We got so much to talk about.
So Comic-Con, I didn't get to answer.
Yes.
Basically, we're going to be doing a seminar or a panel discussion on how to get into voiceover. Voice acting, I want in. Features myself, our good friend Don Capone, and a great acting teacher and actress, Lauren O'Quinn, because when you want to go into voiceover, acting is a huge element of it. To be able to act, not just read and not just be an announcer. But Dave and I will probably get into that.
Well, I'm going to take a break real quick. I want you to play the voiceover from Dave. He's got some voiceover. I want to get you, make sure Peter has your website as well and come back to you in a second. Yeah. And I want you to kind of give a critique on David's voiceover. Live on the air. Okay, we're ready. Peter, I'll be right back. Can you hold this for 1 second?
Okay, boss. Where are we headed first?
Well, Skylar, we're taking the fully loaded 4x4s and heading down to the Magumba Valley, about 20 miles from here. And we have to scale a cliff, the Turunga Plateau. And from there, I'll be able to tell you more. But for now, we just have to get there. And we better get moving now. It looks like bad weather is on its way. So we better make camp before nightfall.
My lord.
Yes, Brimley?
I have news of the Guardstaff expedition.
Go on.
It appears the Glasgow Institute has acquired the services of Mr. Bone Hawks and his team to find and obtain the Rangoon Guardstaff. They have recently landed in the Maganaru airport and are currently headed south.
Very good, Brimley. Very good.
Sir, do you want me to deploy our men as of yet?
No, not yet. Let them do all the hard work for us. I want you to keep me updated as to their progress, and tell me as soon as the Guardstaff has been found. But I do want you to send in one of our men to go undercover, so as to keep a close eye on these chain of events. Do you understand, Brimley?
Yes, sir.
Good. Make it happen.
Yes, sir. You know I will.
Yes?
Mr. Green, on behalf of Mr. Rehnquist, we have need of your services.
And whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with, friend?
My name is of no consequence. All I need you to know is that my employer is one of your biggest paying clients when it comes to getting what they want. Am I correct, Mr. Green?
Okay, pal. Let's now get to the point. I have better things to do than to chat with an anonymous caller.
All right, Mr. Green. Mr. Rehnquist wants you to join a little expedition down in South Africa, down below the Maganaru airport. You're familiar with that, aren't you, Mr. Green?
Yes, I am.
That is why I am calling you Mr. Green. There is a powerful artifact that has been rumored to have been located, and we need you to become a trusted part of the expedition and wait till the artifact is found. I need you to take it from them and bring it to Mr. Rehnquist at a later disclosed location.
Now, you know, Hollywood Connections is just not for actors, for film and TV and modeling and singers. It's voiceover. And now we have an expert in the house. Introduce yourself again.
Dan Wachs, Voiceovers by Dan.
That's right. So, Dan, give your website.
Oh, www.voiceoversbydan.com and www.voiceovercoachdan.com.
So you teach voiceover coach as well.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We're going to add you to our Hollywood Connections list.
All right.
Oh, for sure. When people write me and say, who do I go to? You're top of the list.
Oh,
for
beautiful.
sure.
Love it.
Now, also, how does somebody in this area get jobs?
You know, Dave and I started the same way. One easy way to get, well, there's nothing easy. This
Right.
is the entertainment business.
Yes.
Right.
You know, in the entertainment business, you could knock your head against the wall for months. I did before I got my first gig.
Okay.
But there are websites that are essentially casting websites
Mm-hmm.
where you pay a fee and you get auditions. Now, if you're an actor and you have to pay a fee to get an audition, it's probably a scam. But with voiceovers, there are a million websites out there, but one or two or three are very, very legitimate. So the beauty is all you need is a home studio and get some auditions, and you can be in voiceover. That's
Do
the
you
beauty
need an
of it.
agent? Because I have agents that have voiceover as well that they represent. So
You don't. In fact, you don't want an agent. You won't get an agent to start until maybe you do 25 or 50 gigs.
unless
where they
you know
can-
me.
Yes.
Or,
Go ahead,
or
Dawn.
you know Dawn.
Yes.
If
Don't
you know
forget
Dawn.
that.
But the good news
New
is
day of dawning.
anybody can get into voiceover. That's the good news. The bad news is anybody can get into voiceover.
Right.
So you have a lot of competition. You can get in, but you're going up against people like King Dave over here. who are really
Well, also,
good.
you know, how do you get parts in movies of voiceover? You know, how have you gone there? Well, tell people what you've done.
What
with
I've done.
for commercials and paying jobs.
Well, Walter's sitting next to me, and I'm keeping a little distance when I tell you I'm in my 7th season for the Buffalo Bills. Walter,
It's okay. I still got paid. I'm not worried. Trust me.
and so did I. It's an honor to.
And
get
I'm a
this.
Cowboy fan.
I would be
You know, I'm
too.
for Philly, so we
See how the Jets are?
I see Peter's ready
opposite
for
sides
you.
of the table right
But
now.
I didn't do the Pete Rose thing. I didn't bet against us.
That's good.
I just stood behind Joe Walton, and the Cowboys would score. I'd go, yay!
Yeah, it'd be a good bet though to bet
Well,
against the
pretty
Jets
sure
right
I'm
now.
like, okay.
Jets are terrible.
But that's such an honor. We're gonna come back to that. That's super cool.
So I have
So
a question. Am I supposed to interview Dave's stuff that I just heard?
yeah,
I mean,
we're gonna do that.
evaluate it?
Yes. Yes, that was
Evaluate.
next.
Okay, so if any of the casting directors out there heard that, and you have a gig up, and it's between Dave and I want to say that the stuff I heard wasn't too good, very unprofessional.
Oh,
Come on, guys.
Oh, my God.
We loved it. We loved it. We loved
I
it.
was
Listen.
only told that there was free beer.
Put
here,
your
so-
mic.
In all seriousness, I was knocked out of my chair almost because he's only been doing this for, 7 years?
No, 5.
5 years. And, you got great character.
Yes.
I heard Sean Connery in one of those things coming out, right? And the funny thing is, Dave and I have the same mentor. Our websites are similar. We bought the same equipment that Don Capone
Yep.
advised us to buy. So what I heard there was top flight stuff. And, I maybe do 170 to 200 jobs a year.
Wow.
So I'm
Wow.
always working.
Do you find it yourself? Jobs yourself? You do
I
your.
find it the same way he finds it.
Wow.
You.
How was that?
Well,
On your own. You have to go searching.
That's what she's asking, I thought.
for me,
Yes.
it's different. I mean, I want it to come to me.
That's
I'm too lazy to go out there and work for it, so I want people to come to me. So I get a lot of clients off my websites, and I have 3 or 4 of them. And I also get clients from the public casting agencies that have websites. And if you do, and you know this, Dave, if you do maybe 10 gigs, 2 or 3 of them are going to come back to you. So that repeat business, man, that's where the money is, because you don't have to audition for that.
Exactly.
Right.
Tell us some of the other things that you've done for voiceover work. The jobs that you've done, they can hear your voice.
Well, where they can hear it, you go to the Orlando Science Center and you're going to sit down for an IMAX movie or 3D movie, and you'll hear, the movie is about to start in 5 minutes. This is a
Right.
good time to put on your 3D glasses and some stuff like that.
Yes.
But there are a million jobs. I mean, I've done Pixar trailers. I've done a lot of work for a lot of professional teams, commercials for Procter & Gamble. I do a lot of work with Anheuser-Busch. But the thing is, there's a million jobs out there that you and I have never heard of for some, law firm or a company that puts together furniture and makes LED lights for under wheel wells. And they all have websites.
No, I was going to say, is it clear now how do you get started in this business? Like, if I wanted to do that.
Here's three things you have to do. You have a product, which is your voice.
Okay.
You have to manufacture that product, which is you need a home studio.
I did hear you say that.
I literally billed 170 gigs last year, and 2 of them were in somebody's studio. I did them at home. I wake up in the morning. I'm not looking good, you know.
Right.
I'm not well dressed, but I walk 11 feet from my master bedroom to a studio that I built in a spare bedroom. So you have to have a studio. That's where you manufacture
So you do
your
a
stuff.
morning voice.
Yeah,
I have no voice right
You
now.
got the groggy type thing going
I
on.
like the morning voice because
That's
it's
the
really
Viagra
low.
voice. Oh,
Yeah.
I like
the Viagra voice.
So you're saying it's a growing voice?
But if it's still there,
I don't know where the show is going.
We're gonna see a doctor.
Yeah, Peter, where's that? Dun, 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 dun.
I have no idea where you guys are going with this.
I don't either.
That's my little blue pill.
But
voice.
here's
And
my
number
question.
3 for,
Yes.
for
Wait a
Yvonne's
minute.
question.
One more part.
Then you have to sell your product. That's auditioning. But voice is huge because it's not just reading words and having a good tone in your voice. It's about the way you interpret stuff.
You color the words.
Like when
and
I heard
stuff.
Dave's stuff, that's acting.
Yes.
That's not announcing, it's acting.
Right.
And that's really cool. And that's the most fun type job to do.
Well,
So, I thought you did great.
my big question
You did
of the
very
day,
good.
because people are getting into, and we're going to come back, and introduce everybody here, so bear with me. But my big question is, they asked me, Dawn, how do I get jobs? I have all this stuff, but where do I go? They don't know who to trust.
The way you start is you go on a website. There are 2 main websites.
Okay.
Voice123.com
That's a good one.
and voices.com.
Thank you.
Now, I have a preference of one over the other, but I work with both, so I'm
Okay.
not going
Can't
to
say
say
it,
right
yes.
now. I tell my students in private which one I think is the better one. It costs $395 a year. You'll get auditions every day.
Wow.
I got the Buffalo Bills from voice123.com.
Wow.
I got a phone call. Hi, my name
See,
is
I
Jeff
didn't know
Matthews.
that. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, I'm just being introduced to it. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Especially for the Buffalo Bills, because y'all stink.
Oh.
How much do you weigh still?
We got Walter Briggs in the house, a former
my God,
New
I gotta
York
mess
Jets
with you.
quarterback.
You got
Okay,
the
he's coming
voiceover
on
guy
soon
stumped.
here.
I couldn't say anything.
Well, let's go to Dan's some of voiceover. I want to hear some of your things that you've done professionally, and we'll be right back with Walter Briggs as well from the New York Jets quarterback. But he's
Thank you
also a
for-
playwright and so much more. And we also have Preston in the house, a film director, and so much more actors out there. We'll be back. Thank you.
Right.
Can't wait to talk to you.
The official tablet of the NFL presents This Moment in Bills History. This week's moment comes from October 2004, when the Bills were hosting the Miami Dolphins. We call it the Joe. And since 1979, it's been more than an arena. It's the birthplace of Hockey Town. TwinSpires.com is the official betting partner of the Kentucky Derby. Place legal bets wherever you are with the TwinSpires.com app on your smartphone device. Anticipation is in the air.
Listen to this crowd.
All of this is ours.
Happen to a better city, it couldn't happen to better fans.
We stand together
3, 2, 1.
in the arena. 2 teams, 1 victor. Who will it be? This Tuesday, Golden State Warriors versus LA Clippers. Exclusive on Digicel Sportsmax. They say history defines a team. But the truth be told, championship teams are defined by the heart and character of their players. There have been teams with perfect seasons, but few become dynasties. Fox Sports Sun is your home for the Miami Heat. The Heat have reloaded with star power and young blood. Can Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh lead this team to a championship? China Open, entering a new decade. Only on Sports Scene. This summer will be blazing as Jamaica's #1 Olympic station brings you the most anticipated games ever, the London Olympics 2012. Feel the rush this 2015 season. Unbelievable! As the Buffalo Bills pursue Super Bowl 50. Reserve your seats today.
Wow. And I see, Peter, you're just going nuts over that.
I love
was
it.
I know,
Absolutely
isn't that awesome?
love it.
Now, Peter Blake does voiceover, but I want you to hear Peter. Peter, give your best sports radio announcement.
Absolutely. Make sure you tune in to the only FM sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area on Saturday afternoons from 3 to 5. The Sports Web. Bring your passion, bring your excitement, just don't bring any nonsense. It's the evolution of sports talk radio. We give you your own walk-up music. We let you call in twice, and we don't hang up on you like those other sports talk shows do. So definitely join me, Peter Blake, on Saturday afternoons on the Tan Talk Sports Network.
Wow. Right.
Wow. Peter! Way to go, Peter!
There you go.
Peter. So anyways, amazing work, and we want you to stay. You drove from Orlando, so don't go anywhere. You're going to stay with us, okay? Yes, please. Take his mic, Dave.
I'm just gonna
Hold on.
I just wanted to mention the demo that was played of me doing character roles. It was intended for a Scottish cartoon production company, and somehow they, by the time I finished writing it and recording it, which took quite a bit, because if you're trying to voice all these voices and try to do all the accents and sound effects and everything, it takes like a month or so. And when I finally got back to them, they were like, hello, are you there? And then they just dropped out of existence. So I kept it and just use it as, the half an hour adventure series that I am writing called The Chronicle Adventures of Boone Hawks. It's on YouTube, it's on SoundCloud, and it's even on my website at David Van Sice. Headphones. What? Oh, headphones? I got to wear headphones? Yeah. davidvansice.wixsite, WIXSITE.com. And then you do the little / and my name again, David Van Sice. No spaces, everything just kind of squished.
But you guys don't know each other. You have acquaintances, and so I brought you two together, and that's what I do. I connect people to help them with their careers.
Yeah.
I don't promise anything, but what a blessing this was today to have the two of you.
I want to say something. Dan right here, this is the guy here when you're listening to a football team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Buffalo Bills or even the New York Jets, gives you hope before the game, because I don't know, it's just something like when you hear that voiceover and you hear fighting for Super Bowl 50, even if you know they stink, you kind of like they kind of put that hope in your head. That's right. So he does something so great. I just love listening to that whole voiceover. Cool? It's so cool.
We're going to make him a part of Hollywood Connections. I have some plans, yes, because I'm going to make you a part of our show. I have an idea. I'll talk to you afterwards because voiceover is important, and I'm so impressed with your work. Dan, you're amazing. Give your website one more time.
voiceoversbydan.com.
Fabulous. Your information has been so great, and we want to thank you. I want you to stay because I want to introduce Preston over here first. I'm coming back to our super VIP guest as well in the house in just a minute. And just Preston is here. He's got a couple actors. We have some actors.
Hello.
Hi. What are you looking for your film?
Well, first, I feel that I should do a voice like this because everyone's voicing.
I love it.
I really want to do this all my life. And welcome back to All Night Jazz. I'm your host.
Yeah. Wait, Peter. Let's find a jazz thing here. Let's do that. Let's find some jazz. Who's your favorite jazz player? Anybody?
Does Neil Diamond count? Where the jazz singer?
Yeah, that could be it. Peter.
Actually, you know something? There is a jazz pianist, and I kid you not, his name is Dick Hyman.
Okay.
I kid you not, his name is Dick Hyman.
Can you imagine high school for
that guy? A lot of people really know what that means.
Lola, sorry.
The guy you were.
And it's
Dick Hyman.
And it's really odd. That's the only name I know.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a jazz segment. Okay, so introduce.
And welcome back. This is Smooth P on All Night Jazz. You've been listening to Volume 2 of the Curtis Band, circa 1955, live from the Jazz Emporium in New York City.
All right, we'll be right back.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. Wait, I love that piano music.
Thank you. Go ahead and do it again. Let's
Mr. Dick Hyman, ladies and gentlemen.
Do it.
Oh, my God.
Do it again. He's also an actor.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding, guys. This guy's name is Dick Hyman, and the name of this song is Finger Buster. Make your own joke if you like.
Hyman, Finger Buster.
There you go.
For all of you who are in college, don't listen to the show. Because it means something.
Lola, I apologize.
See, on Hollywood Connections, you learn something new
Every
day.
That's right. I like that. Don't you?
Finger Buster. On 106.1 FM, Smooth Jazz.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bust that Hyman up real good.
So, Preston, what are you looking for your film? I love it. Thank you so much for entertaining us.
Actually, I have a series coming out that we're going to start filming on Friday the 13th. It's called Gray Room, Haven's Mill. Think The Omen meets Twin Peaks.
Okay.
It's a supernatural drama, and it's basically good versus evil.
Okay.
And it's going to be a 13 episode arc.
There it is.
Ooh, and we're going to bring your actors in here shortly as well.
The actors I have tonight are actually going to be in a film I'm doing this Saturday.
Ooh.
It's a found footage film.
Okay.
And that one is called Search for Truth, The Mystery of Hollow Falls.
Ooh, I know we had more talents coming in as well. Our family is coming in. I think, Walter, I think you brought your whole NFL football team here.
Oh, my God. My family show up? They all came in from Washington, D.C.
That's so cool.
God.
I'm like, more auditions. Oh, no, it's Walter's family. Barbecue afterwards. No,
Oh, my God.
It's true. So
They've been barbecuing all weekend.
are they? Okay, so anyway, so let me introduce the man of the next 2 hours with us, Walter Briggs, former New York Jets. How about you do it, Peter? You have that sports voice.
That's right. Walter Briggs, former New York Jets quarterback, here in the studio on Hollywood Connections on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Welcome.
Welcome. Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm Walter Briggs, formerly of the New York Jets, but that's not what I'm known for. Okay? I've done so many wonderful things in my life. God has very truly blessed me. But hasn't blessed me enough to let me be with Dawn Reese. She's my new vanilla Reese piece. That's my new Reese piece. So, but and for those of y'all didn't even know about what the Heimlich was, so don't worry about the Reese piece.
You said Heimlich. You said Heimlich.
Did I say Heimlich?
You did.
I'm sorry. Hyman.
Somebody's going to have to give me the Heimlich.
I know.
Hyman, that's the Jewish
No, oh, my God.
We know the same kind of person. He isn't. Did he call us yet from Las Vegas?
No, he
Not yet.
didn't.
Well, when he does, we have a surprise. But, we actually had a friend hook up two people. He said, you need to talk to Walter. You need to talk to Dawn. And we went over at your beautiful home. And tell us what you're doing. I mean, you're known for so many things as well. Tell people what you've been doing.
Well, I've been very blessed in reference to getting back on my feet because I was put in a very vicarious situation with, if most of you know what ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease is. My ex-wife had Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and I became a caregiver. I was thrown into it. And because of my accolades from the Jets to the move to Tom Cruise and being on Broadway with John Cullum, being in such an early age, I have overcome all of that. And when I was taken down by this disease, I didn't know I was being taken down. I thought I was doing everything to take care of the person that could not take care of themselves.
Okay.
And found out that I was the one that was getting sick.
Gotta be careful.
And so that's why I am now adapting my life after 5.5 years and a year and a half on my own of rebuilding. I created a wonderful production, and it's called The Caregiver's Christmas Carol.
Okay.
And I tell the story about how Ebenezer Scrooge became Tiny Tim's caregiver. And I tell it in the past, the present, and the future.
Wonderful.
And I'm pretty good at it. I've done it for a long time at Omega Baptist Church in Orlando, Florida. In Dayton, Ohio. Hi, everybody in Dayton, Ohio. All of my family in New York. Damon Kelly, my best friend in the world. I love you so much. have really literally brought to the forefront of what it is it takes to be who I am and what you do. You need direction. You need a surface. You need a platform. I lost mine, and I was set out into just the wilderness. And when you come back from that and you get to where it is that nobody thought you could ever get back from, all of those that thought they were your friends were your worst enemies. And you know what? To be honest with you, and I'm not going to say this in the wrong way, family can be your worst enemy.
Lots of times.
So therefore, I overcame it. And that's why you have to find something called tangibility. You know what tangibility means? It means I could touch them. It means I could touch you.
Yeah.
That means I need your help. It means that if I call you, it's not just because I need money or I need anything else other than support.
Support is very important.
Because when you down and out and ain't got nobody, Tiny Tim didn't have nothing but his health, and it was failing. And his father was sick because of taking care of him.
Yes.
And Scrooge was the miser. But at the same time, we tell the story that we're going to be casting here is just talks about how it's a caregiver that gets left behind. But they're the ones that have been behind that chair, pushing those that cannot get further. And you got to see it. It's going to be at Wachs Auditorium on the 8th and the 9th of December. And a lot of celebrities, I can't mention their names yet, but it will be. But you'll be very, very happy with the celebrities we bring in. It tells the story about a man that gave up on himself because 3 ghosts visited him. But the story did not end there. The story came about the fact that he became a caregiver to a little boy.
Okay.
And that's the story that I am telling. And then next year we're doing a new movie and such that it's. I really want to say it, but I got to wait just maybe about another week.
Yes.
I don't want to get in any trouble with the attorneys and so on.
Yes.
But it's a huge story. If you've ever seen the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. called Radio, this one is kind of telling the story of a very close friend of mine that is in the same situation, but he has something to say, and he really doesn't know how to tell it. Guess what? I met Dawn Reese.
Oh, yeah, she can tell it.
I know how to tell this story.
Okay.
You got me? Watch what happens. And this is going to affect a lot of people in the New York, New Jersey area because they know this person. But at the same time, with people like Gina Gilmore, people like Big Booty in New Jersey, as well as my best friend Damon. Just watch what's about to happen because I will not falter to my despair and I will not lose to what it is that God has not given to me. The world can give it to you, but God can take it away.
Exactly.
That's what this is about.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, you're also here casting for your play, and you're looking for some other people that would like to be a part of it. Tell us what you're looking for, because we have some actors that are coming on the 7 o'clock hour. And can you tell a little bit what
the
you're
characters doing? About the characters?
Yeah, and if they're listening, a lot of people could make it because of the weather, and they would like to send some demos over to you, and we'll do another live casting. Walter, what are you looking for?
Well, this treatment about this whole thing is a story that is called, like I said, Ebenezer Scrooge. It's the perfect show for the holiday season. It's a basic story about a familiar man that most of you know called Ebenezer Scrooge. But it was in the spirit of the season and until Scrooge was visited by 3 ghosts. The story was not told at the end. It was only told after the ghosts left. We're trying to tell you the story about that caregiver he became. He became somebody that can do nothing but care for that little boy. But he started a foundation, and it was just called Hands and Hearts That Care. That's the foundation. Please go visit the foundation, and you can go to www.handsandheartsthatcare.com. Phone number is 844-422-8574, or you can call me or the foundation directly. It's 407-656-1005. That's the office number. But if you're ever experienced anybody in your life that needs caring, That's why you need to call me. I don't care if you got a resume. I don't care if you could sing, dance. I care about the emotion that you're going to bring to the stage that I am bringing to thousands of people in December. I don't want to know that you can, I see trees of green, red roses. I don't care about that. I care about the pain that you felt in your heart while you were taking care of somebody that cannot take care of themselves. That is going to prevail on the stage in December. And that's why I want everybody in this production that is going to be a part of this show has to have a story to tell. And that's how I tell it. My agent and my manager, I do have one of those, by the way. I make sure of that only because I'm going to beat you up, Pat, but only because you got to protect yourself. Right. You got to protect yourself. Self-indulgence, self-production, that is a wonderful thing. But when it comes to protecting yourself, and let me be very clear about this, I have been screwed, blued, and tattooed because I did not know better. So I hired somebody as opposed to paying into a or radio station or somebody else. I learned how to do it by myself, but I still needed to be protected. I don't care if you 8 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. You got to protect yourself.
Exactly.
And that's why you are so successful, because you know better. And that's why you teach real good. And I want you to continually teach, because I'm going to learn just because I have a voice like this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fox Sports. I'm Walter Briggs, your host. I do that my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I love Medea. I love how he answers the phone. Okay. You got to hear this, and we're going to come and talk to Yvonne about something. Okay, this is my favorite.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing out there? Everybody good? Everybody good? Okay, I love you. Well, everybody, you sit down. Sit down. I said, sit down, little girl.
That's right.
Don't make me go. Don't let me go in there. All right. Now, we going to come back for Sunday dinner now. Y'all better make sure you're there. I don't care if you producer. I don't care if you the co-host. I don't care if you sexy chocolate. Oh, sexy vanilla. I know one thing. You better make sure you at the dinner tables on Sunday.
At what time?
7.
She called you.
Wait. I got one question. How come the person that ain't bringing no plate got to wonder what time they got to be sitting down? That's a daggone shame. That's an oxymoron, what we call it. No. I done made the oxy, she the moron.
No, because I'm hungry.
Well, then you need to bring a plate. Hello, somebody. Okay. All right, but I have to go now because my whole family, they sitting up in there. Them Briggs family, they from Elsmira, New York and stuff. They came down to see Grandma. You know. Oh, hey, Grandma family. Everybody good. There they go right there. All right. Now, here's the thing now. And I'm going to let y'all go. Right. Now, remember, when you come to Sunday dinner, if you don't have an appetite, stay the heck home. Because Grandma going to cook everything that she can, and you get to fill your plate, and you get to eat your fill. And if you don't eat your fill and don't eat your plate, that means you're on them drugs and stuff. That means you got that stuff going in your mind. So you better not come here on that high level. That's all good with me, baby. But a vanilla chocolate right over here. I gotta let you go now. You look so good, girl. Look at you, all with the tight skins on up and the cowboy hats and goings on. What, you about to go ride the pony? Oh, it's Grandpa would have happy with you, girl, because you know he cheated on me with a white woman. That's all good. I'm gonna let that go.
Walter Briggs and Medea, the challenge. He's with us for the next hour. We have 10 minutes and we have a full house.
Let me ask you one more question.
Yes.
Where do you hear the story at? I mean, the stories that you're going to, everybody has to have a story?
Yes.
Okay, where?
Dawn Reese and I are putting it together. So Dawn Reese, you can call the Cynthia Foster, Dawn Reese Show. We're listening to all stories.
Did she give hers now?
No.
Wait. Yes, give your story. I want to hear it. Where is that?
Right
Wrote a story about it. Like to hear it. Here you go.
Right in my heart. I've been a caregiver since 1994. And I'm still one today. But I've been a caregiver for people that can't even walk or talk. They need a wheelchair. I've been a caregiver for children that parents have given them up because of their disability. I'm called a supported living coach, a specialist in my field, and I'm the best. I am one of the best. I think I'm one of the oldest caregivers doing my job in Tampa right now, supported living coaching.
You're 21, though, aren't you?
No, 28.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Not even funny, but you know what's really wonderful about that? Is because, like I was kidding, about 8 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy.
I heard you.
Do you know how many children are caregivers? Their parents go to work, 2 jobs, and as soon as the kid gets home from school, they're taking care of grandma, grandpa, or either grandpa or grandma are taking care of them.
Yes.
Nobody's exempt.
No.
This is a blue line. And the line is so blue, guess what? Because we can all see it.
But listen, the reason why I'm a caregiver is because my grandfather, who was 70 years old, married a younger woman and had babies, and he couldn't take care of the babies, and she would go to the mental institution every time she had a baby. And as a teenager, I used to help take care of those children.
And that's the point. And that's a
And then
good
one day
point.
the city came and took all the children away, and it took me 38 years to find them again.
And then the city became their caregiver.
And it took me
Somebody
38
else took upon your story.
Because I was only a teenager and I couldn't help myself.
People don't realize, you know what history is? It's his
story.
story.
Yes, it is.
And that's what I am doing. And even though I'm out of it, I am still a caregiver. I can't get rid of it.
Can't stop it.
Can't stop it. But I'm still getting back.
I think we are born. That's our. It's in our DNA.
It's a kindred spirit, isn't it?
Yes, that's true.
It's a kindred spirit.
Yes, it is.
Can I say something? Yvonne has a background in off-Broadway as well as a teacher, so
I'm
she
from
is... Yes.
The Black Arts Theater with Imama Baraka, the Spirit House Movers and Plays out of Jersey.
Is that right?
Yes.
You know, I'm from I
I heard you say,
Hackensack, New
I heard you
Jersey,
say
girl.
something about Jersey.
Girl, yeah, Hackensack, New Jersey. I went to Montclair State College in Upper Montclair, New
You know
Jersey.
about Imama Baraka?
Of course, absolutely.
I travel all over this country with him.
Is that right?
Yes, I'm a Spirit House mover and player.
Well, I've been on stage since I was 9 years old, girlfriend. 9 years old. I can't get it out of me until that's why we're doing the casting for the people that are caregivers.
Yes.
I want to do it for people that want to tell a story, as opposed to have it beat out you.
Yes.
You feel me? Whoopi Goldberg said it very, very good with Oprah Winfrey in The Color Purple. I want to tell my story why I can tell it. I want to smell your roses right, as my grandma say, right now. Right now. That's what my grandmother would say.
Well, I know we're going to the top of the hour. We have talent out there that do want to come and audition for you. And Preston, please stay with us and enjoy the show because we're going to come back and talk about your voiceover. And David, do you? He'd like to try out for your play, and he actually is a singer. We're going to come back on the 7 o'clock hour. You're going to sing something for him, maybe.
Well, there's a song on the memory stick that Peter can play.
Okay, so what song are we playing right now for the end of the hour here? You have to talk in the mic, David.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, there's just one of 2 songs. If he can just kind of grab one for me and play it, that would be awesome.
Okay, so Peter, you ready? And we'll be back. You don't want to miss this next hour. We have 3 film directors in the house, playwriter, voiceover, expert. We'll be back, HollywoodConnections.biz. Enjoy this. And David, what song is he going to play when he starts it? Let's see.
Oh, Just a Little Bit Crazy.
Just a little bit crazy.
Sounds like the show.
He doesn't like that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. So this is that Pete? Is that who?
Sitting in the darkened room, trying to shake this killing gloom around me, but it won't leave. I can feel a helping hand reaching in to help me stand, to join me, to stand by me. But I would be alright if I could see. I would be alright if I could.
And we're back and play the other song. We have 3 minutes, and we're going to get everybody organized out there. And
Okay.
And what was the other one that he has?
I don't.
Okay, we'll be back. I'm Dawn Reese. We were so excited. We are just finding out who else is going to be in the house here. We have actors that are waiting to come in, and we're going to be back with Ron. He's a film director as well. He's looking for talent. He's going to talk about his funding, what he's looking for, and how you can help this amazing new film and financing for that as well. Okay, we're going to end this top of the hour. We'll be back in about 7 minutes. Enjoy.
That's what.
WTAN, Clearwater,
FM 106.1,
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay, WZHR, Zephyr Hills,
FM 104.3.
Listen.
Hall, Putin's preference. I'm Barbara Cusack. Prospects for Senate passage of a Republican plan to replace Obamacare remain uncertain as the GOP is set to release an updated version of their bill. But GOP Congressman Steve King of Iowa remains hopeful.
The Senate might actually pull a rabbit out of the hat over there, and I hope they do. And I think the foundation of the bill that they've presented is comparable and reasonable, and it's got a reasonable chance of passing the House.
A new Kaiser Family Foundation poll set to be released Friday shows 71% of the public favor a bipartisan effort to improve the Affordable Care Act. President Trump told Christian broadcaster CBN that Russian President Vladimir Putin would have preferred to have his 2016 rival Hillary Clinton in the White House.
Why would he want me? Because from day one, I wanted a strong military. He doesn't want to see that. Mm-hmm. And from day one, I want fracking and everything else to get energy prices low and to create tremendous energy.
President Trump told Reuters he was unaware of his son Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting last year with a Russian lawyer at the heart of a White House controversy, adding he only learned of it a couple of days ago. Meanwhile, the president's nominee for FBI Director Christopher Wray testified at his confirmation hearing.
Following President Trump's morning tweet again labeling the Russia investigation a witch hunt, Christopher Wray was asked to respond.
I do not consider Director Mueller to be on a witch hunt.
Wray said it would be unlikely he would meet with President Trump alone. He had a lot of praise for fired FBI Director James Comey. But Wray was critical of Comey's July 5, 2016 decision to detail the supposed end of the Hillary Clinton email investigation while blasting Clinton as sloppy with classified information. Bob Costantini, Capitol Hill.
Well over a quarter of the more than 7 billion people living on Earth lack access to safe drinking water. That's according to a report released by the World Health Organization and UNICEF. It also finds 4.5 billion people lack properly managed sanitation. I'm Barbara Cusack.
Attention small business owners, you know how hard it is to get funding to grow your business. Next Wave Funding is a direct funder that can help you get the cash you need when you need it, even if your credit is not that great. If you've been in business for over 1 year, have at least $12,000 in sales every month, Next Wave will purchase your future earnings and give you the money you need. It's as simple as that. This is by far the easiest and best funding for existing businesses. Call 800-430-4566. That's 800-430-4566.
I met someone. You hear it a lot from people on Match, because more people have met their someone on Match than any other dating app. Everyone wants to find that meaningful connection, and Match is not only #1 in first, but second dates too. Now here's a free offer for our listeners. Go to Match.com/mix for 7 days free. That's 7 days completely free to search, view photos, and connect. This free offer is found at Match.com/mix. That's Match.com/mix. Match.com/mix.
Arg, matey. When it's time for lunch, when it's time for dinner, when the show's over, when the day's over, when it's time to chill, where do we go? Over to Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub. It's literally in our backyard, right in back of the WTAN studios at 700 Eldridge Street, just north of downtown Clearwater. Just look for the broadcast tower. Nancy's food and atmosphere get rave reviews. The laid-back patio is a great place to hang out, dine, and listen to live music at night. And Nancy's one of the friendliest proprietors in town. And now, Nancy is serving Sunday Jazz Brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Brunch served with Eggs Benedict, crepes, waffles, lox and bagels, shrimp, oysters, and a build-your-own omelet. That's all at Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub, 700 Eldridge Street in Clearwater. That's right where Eldridge crosses the Pinellas Trail between Myrtle and Fort Harrison. Call 446-3717. 446-3717.
Hey, this is Captain Keith Colburn of The Wizard on Deadliest Catch. I love Naughty Nancy's.
Did you ever think about hosting your very own radio show? Here's how.
Hey, Tampa Bay, did you know you can have a 1-hour program on the Tan Talk Radio Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations? That's right. We'll put you on the radio for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many stations. Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network 1-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Jalbert, and I'm the owner of Direct Renovation Products, the leading provider of kitchen and bath cabinetry. Join me Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. for a show about your indoor and outdoor living spaces right here on the Tan Talk Network. We'll break down most every aspect of remodeling or upgrading your indoor and outdoor living spaces, in particular your kitchen and your bath. We'll have experts in studio from various trades associated with the housing and construction industry. Tune into your indoor and outdoor living spaces right here on the Tan Talk Network, Wednesdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
I don't think it's a truck at all. I think we just found a transformer.
This is Optimus Primer Button, leader of the auto part junkies. And I'm calling on all auto parts junkies to listen to nostalgic radio and cars every Tuesday at 7 p.m. here on Tan Talk. This is Optimus Primer Button. If you don't tune in, it will be the end of the world.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
Everything you wanted to know about the music industry. Ask Vic. Vic McLean from Virtuoso Music and Distribution on the Tan Talk Radio Network. Call Hollywood Connections with Don Reese. 727-441-3000.
Hey, this is Vern Troyer, and you're listening to Don Reese's Hollywood Connections.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox. You are watching Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio with Dawn. Little foxy thing. Enjoy.
Listening to Hollywood Connections, I'm Kirstie Alley.
You are listening to Hollywood Connections with Dawn.
And this is Kelly Preston. I'm so excited.
Initialize sequence now.
Join the countdown. For actors, modeling, singers, songwriters, musicians, dancers, performers, and voiceovers. From across the nation to across the world. Here with Dawn Reese on Hollywood Connections on Tan Talk Radio, 106.1 FM.
Welcome to Hollywood. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't. But keep on dreaming. This is Hollywood. Always time to dream, so keep on dreaming.
All right, it's your second hour of Hollywood Connections. Now your host, Miss Florida Diva Yvonne Madison. And the lady with all the connections, Dawn Reese. Lights, camera, action. You're on.
I love this job.
I know
I
you
really
do.
do. Thank you for tuning into Hollywood Connections. I'm Dawn Reese. If you are following us on TanTalkNetwork.com, you can see us live and see all the gorgeous people in the studio in a second. And I have a new reporter that's in the house, but we're going to go around and just introduce who's all here. Hello.
Hi, this is Walter Briggs. How are you? Good to see you all.
Yes, Walter Briggs is a playwright. He's an actor. He's been in all these films, and you'll know him best as Peter, you say it the best, because you're the sports guy.
Former quarterback of your New York Jets, Walter Briggs.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, sorry.
Just in the season.
We also have Preston in the house. Preston's a film director. Take the mic and tell everybody what you're looking for this hour.
I'm just looking for very, very talented actors, and this is the third time I've been here, and so far, everyone who's come through here, and in the last couple times I've been here, have been very talented. So I'm very anxious and excited to see what we have. And I've also brought some three talented actors along with me as well.
That's right. I'm going to start getting hold of the agencies and having them send talent. So we're going to have this really, top to bottom organized, on everything. And also, we have a voiceover, amazing expert in the house. He'll be at the Tampa Comic-Con. I won't be there, but we're going to be sending our top correspondent, Ron, over here.
Yeah, but if you're not going to be there, we're going to cancel. We're just not going to do it.
I'll be in Tennessee. But thank you. And tell everybody what day you're going to be there.
Saturday, July 29th.
At what time?
3 o'clock.
That's right. So you have voiceover. How many commercials have you done?
Oh, my God. I have no idea.
Thousands.
But I want to say to Walter, one of my clients is the Buffalo Bills.
And y'all still stink.
Ow! Everybody in that division
how the Jets doing now?
Yeah, we stink with you. I'm a Cowboy fan.
Well, we should be in the same room if we stink. So. The Cowboys.
Hey,
come on.
Hey, I'm sorry.
What's that all about, by the way?
Hey, my nephew's Ezekiel Elliott.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I gotta give some love to the Eagles right now, just to fill in.
Are you a Philly boy?
The Eagles?
Yeah, absolutely.
Philly boy?
Didn't they fly out of the league a long time ago?
Yeah.
They won a Super Bowl.
I'm officially the worst fan in the room.
They
Yes.
still washing the bowls. We forgot to train out.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here. Please stay with us, but also give your website so everyone can go to.
Voiceoversbydan.com or voiceovercoachdan.com.
Right. And if you want to hear Dan's interview, please go to the TanTalkNetwork.com to go to Hollywood Connections, the first hour. It was really amazing with the advice that you gave talent. So they have to tune into Tan Talk Network and hear the podcast.
Awesome.
Oh, and go to Hollywood Connections on YouTube and put today's date. That will be up there. They can see you live.
Yeah, or give me a link and I'll put it on my websites too.
Oh, Oh, very cool. Well,
right.
we want to have you a part because you do voiceover coaching and acting and everything. So we also have another agent for you if you need one, a SAG agent.
Okay. Well, I got you. Okay.
All right.
I'm always open to new agents.
I gotcha. So let's welcome Ron. Ron is in the house with us. He's going to be at the Tampa Comic-Con with his production company.
Yep.
And Ron is getting on Facebook here. And Ron, the mic is in front of you. You're live on the air. Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. So, Ron, tell us what you're doing now. I'm trying to help get funding for your movie. And what I want to say, because your movie has like the Smoking the Bandit feel, the family. Please tell everybody what to do, how you can get people to help, even if it's their coffee money.
Right. Well, I just want to say this. First of all, my name's Ron Elkhatib. I'm the producer and also owner of Vortex Productions. We did come up with a funny movie concept. It's called Redneck Games. We're going to film that shortly. We were actually scheduled to shoot July 15th, but we had to push back because of funding issues. So what we did was we put together a Kickstarter program, and our company has pledged to pay that money forward to other independent filmmakers. So if you guys want to help the Florida film or the Florida independent film industry, I would say go to Kickstarter.com, type in Redneck Games, and then it'll take you right to our Kickstarter. And even if you guys are interested in just donating $5, $10, $25, whatever it is, we have some very nice gifts for everyone. We have T-shirts, we have props from the movie, we have signed posters and postcards, things like that. But the best part about it is that we started a hashtag called #VIPFilm. The VIP stands for Vortex Indie Promise, and basically what the Vortex Indie Promise is this. Any monies that are donated through Kickstarter, we will add 10% to those monies, and we will redistribute them to other independent filmmakers that make the same promise on their crowdfunding pages, so that when we finish our film and sell it, we'll take the money that you donated and we'll keep it going. So then those other independent filmmakers will have a chance to add their 10% and keep going and going and going. Hopefully, in the near future, it will be very easy for independent filmmakers to find the financing they need, and then all we have left to worry about is ideas to come up with. And there are lots and lots of ideas out there. There's a lot of independent filmmakers that are just trying to get started. They're making the movies in their backyard, with whatever camera equipment they can get together. But a lot of the times, the projects fail because they're underfunded. So we really want to just kind of kill that, because there's no reason why good ideas shouldn't be able to get out there. And then the only thing stopping us is money, and money is not really that big of a problem. I think ideas would be, a more serious issue. If we ran out of ideas, we'd have a big problem. But money, we can always make more money. And I would just say that you guys, please, without sounding like I'm begging, but I would say please support the independent film industry and support the arts in Florida, because we are trying to put together some of those old style movies like Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, those kinds of movies. We want to make films that are family friendly and fun to watch, and just leave you walk away with a smile on your face, and we can't do it without your help.
What's your budget for your movie, and what are you looking for someone to help you? Because I really believe in you and Preston with what you're doing as well. We're going to talk to you that as you, Preston. I'm not forgetting about you. No. Yeah, but for sure, with family fun, and it's a SAG film as well.
It's a SAG film too. So a lot of independent filmmakers they're steering away from SAG films because it's easier to produce. And it's easier to cast if you don't have to jump through all the hoops. With SAG, the actors have to get paid a minimum amount.
Yes.
They have to be fed 3 meals a day.
That's right.
They have to have a certain amount of accommodations. They have to be flown in and things like that. And so it makes it a lot harder for independent filmmakers to use SAG actors. But the SAG actors are usually the more professional actors.
Of course.
So we're putting together a SAG film. We're not afraid to do it, and we want to do it the right way. and hopefully that'll get our film a little bit more recognition and a more credibility than your basic independent film. Because we don't want, just because we're independent does not mean that we're unprofessional. Okay, so.
Hey, Ron, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
So you're filming in Florida. Are you going to hire non-SAG actors since it's a right-to-work state?
Good question.
Absolutely. Actually, I would say that about 90% of our actors are all independent actors who haven't gotten their SAG cards. They're all SAG eligible, but they're non-SAG. Our main characters, a lot of our main characters are SAG actors, and they're basically using their credibility to help our film, and they're very good at what they do. We have stuntmen that are all SAG. We have animal handlers. There's going to be a live the rednecks have a pet alligator as their pet, so we're going to have a live alligator on set and things like that.
Lord.
So, there's a lot going on there, but the point is that we're not discluding anyone who's independent. We want the people who are undiscovered. We definitely want to work with them because we want to keep it in the family, so to speak. We want Florida actors making Florida films. We do.
Well, not to cut you off, but I had a question myself. I'm SAG, AFTRA, and Equity.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the one thing I will not take away from is the fact that if I can help another man, help them get their SAG card or whatever, something that I produce or whatever, I'd hire them, because you got to remember, you have to have so many certain amount of hours to be in a part or a certain amount of shows to get your SAG card.
Yes.
And I remember when I first got
true.
my SAG card, when I first co-starred in All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise, Craig T. Nelson, Leah Thompson, I thought it was the best thing in the world, but I wasn't SAG yet.
Right.
I got through that show and I became SAG.
Well, I got to say this to the independent actors and actresses in the state of Florida. This state is not a big film state. I mean, we do have a lot of independent directors and producers that are trying to make film in the state of Florida, and we're out there doing what we can to get things started up. But we're not Atlanta. We're not California. We're not New York.
Georgia.
So there's not as big of a SAG presence here in the state of Florida. And again, it's a lot more difficult to make a SAG film than it is to make a non-SAG film. So what I would say to the independent actors that are out there trying to get their name out and try to get their SAG cards, I would say stay SAG eligible, but don't actually punch the card just yet. I would say stay available.
Because we all have this thing in our own minds. If you're really a true actor, writer, director, you can't just say, I'm just going to sit back and wait for something to come SAG and I don't get casted. I want to stay crafted in my service.
Right. Absolutely.
That's where I got to keep going. I can't.
Absolutely.
I can't stop writing. I can't stop getting in front of the TV. Hello, everybody. I can't get in front of the camera too much.
I got to say this. A lot of independent actors were discovered because they did 1,000 movies that completely failed, and then they happened to get cast for that one that just took off.
Mm-hmm.
And after they got into that one film that just really took off, like say Clerks or whatever have you, that's when that independent actor decided to go switch over to SAG. They moved to California, and then they get cast in more things. And absolutely, go for it.
But then sometime too, as we all have to remember, and I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
No, that's fine.
I went through all of that in Los Angeles, Atlanta now, which is the new Hollywood.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yes.
But in New York, of course, being I was on Broadway when I was this tall with John Cullum.
We're on
and
radio.
Shenandoah.
They don't know how tall that tall is.
I got a face for radio. But my point is that when you realize that you have this talent, I don't care who you are. You get that mind frame in your head that you got your first show. And then your first real big show, like when I got All the Right Moves, I didn't think I needed any more acting classes. I didn't think I needed nothing else. I didn't want nobody else. I am Walter Briggs.
Right.
And then ended up, I'll take a number 2. Can I take your order?
Well, I'll tell you what. I can give you a little bit of an insight here. I grew up in Chicago. Well, I grew up at a city called Mooseheart in Illinois, which is funded by the Loyal Order of Moose. It's a terrific organization, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be who I am today. But I also grew up with this gentleman. His name is Jeremy Jordan, and back then his name was something different. But when he when he left there, he broke out. He became a pop music star. He ended up with platinum music, platinum selling album, Right Kind of Love. He starred on 90210. He worked with Pauly Shore and Drew Barrymore. He did Biodome. He did a movie called Never Been Kissed. He was our original, good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. But he got to that point where he blew up so fast that he was just like that. He thought, you know what, I got the whole world in my hand. I'm a superstar already. But you want to understand that people who let that sort of thing go to their heads, they climb really fast like a shooting star and they burn out really quick. But people like James Brown, who they were humble their whole lives and just kept working hard and working. You got to think about it. It's a day in, day out job. Acting, producing, directing, writing. If you don't go to work every single day, you will not be successful. You have to stay humble and you have to keep working.
And I'm going to say this is my last point. In the NFL, you know what the acronym is? Not for long. And here's the other thing too, is we all one injury away from poverty.
Right. But see, in NFL and sports, you have a finite amount of time to capitalize on your youth and your abilities. But with acting, you can act into your 80s and 90s. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I see every single day, I see actors and actresses here in the state of Florida. They're independent and they have done their whole thing. They've had their careers and then they've retired and they said, you know what? I always wanted to be an actor. I think I'm going to go to acting school. I'm going to go to voiceover school. I'm going to learn how to I'm going to go back to film school and see what this is about and go down that road and follow that dream because I put all those dreams on hold. I did the adult thing. I had the family. My family's gone now. And now I'm 65 and I want to act. And I see them doing it all the time. And it's actually very awesome, I think.
And the last thing my last point is that with what you're saying, that we give up or people don't try to give up, but they get thrown into a different lifestyle because of where it is that they thought they were going to go. I got put into caregiving overnight.
Me too.
And you feel me that it's so hard and you don't realize it, but it was an ambition of mine to be able to be on the Oscar stand. I know everybody in movies. There's not anybody in this business that I can't get in touch with because that was my past life.
Right.
And I gave it all up to take care of somebody that cannot take care of themselves, and that's why we're doing Caregivers Christmas.
Now, I have a question, Ron. Do you have maybe a part for Walter because he's such a great actor? I mean, where do you see him? Hello, I'm trying to get you in his movie.
Ron, I play a lot of good black people.
Well, what about what about
I gotta say we're multicultural in the film. I made sure to represent every walk of life as far as diversity in our film. One of our main characters is an African American man who has basically come up from the streets, and he ended up with as an owner of a rib shack, and then he becomes the boss of these three redneck guys and kind of turns the tables on slavery, so to speak. Because now he's got these three white guys working for him.
Didn't you see Django? I'm sorry. No, but yeah, that's awesome.
He's got these guys working for him at minimum wage, and then they end up burning down his restaurant. So he takes their $60,000 monster truck to kind of cover the damages.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I have a question.
It has to be in a rib shack, though.
Yeah, it's a rib shack, baby. But that's good stuff.
I have a question. How do you like the alligator?
Well, see, that's funny because later in the film, he actually goes looking for the guys to try to get his money, and he kind of runs into the alligator.
That's what I was.
But you gotta go in the water to get the alligator.
No, he's in the trailer, baby.
He's in the trailer.
He's in the trailer. That's the watchdog.
Because black folk, we didn't like that first boat ride we had to get on. All right, okay, next question.
Well, first, I know Peter, and we're going to come back with the actors that we have. We have your daughter that is going to be one of our new reporters. I'm going to announce her on the air. She doesn't know that yet, but I have an idea. But I know Peter's been just I know Peter's been trying to ask you some sports questions, so we have a few minutes. Peter, what would you like to talk to him about?
Well, let's talk about your career with the New York
Oh
Jets.
God! Can you blink your finger that quick?
What's the biggest thing that people don't know anything about that you went through with the New York Jets and playing football?
The hardest hit I ever got. Do you remember the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes, I do.
We ran a play called the Waggle, and Kenny O'Brien got hurt. Pat Ryan didn't play that game, so I was number 2.
Right.
So a Waggle is a 3-step drop, throw a little quick out pass to Altoon. Altoon wasn't open. Wesley Walker was all the way down the sideline, but here come big Too Tall Jones. And Too Tall came at me. I faked, excuse my French, I faked the HE double hockey sticks out of Too Tall Jones. Ran the other way. And we were on, I think we were on like the 27, we were on the 27, 30-yard line or so on. And I started to run toward the end zone, and there wasn't nothing there. It was just the end zone. And out of my left side of my face was this big number 5 and this big number 4 that just kept coming and coming on my peripheral vision and this, that, and it was Randy White.
Randy White. Yikes.
And Randy White got to me after I faked. He was mad because I faked Too Tall Jones out. So I got maybe about 4 yards, 5 yards. Randy White ran into me, and he hit me so hard, lifted me up, slammed me to the ground. This is Monday Night Football, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And Randy White hit me so hard, and all I can hear was the whole crowd go, ooh. And I could always find my mother in the stands. 80,000 people. Doesn't matter. Even in college, my mother had a whole section of people for my fans. All I could see was my mother's face, and she had 2 hands over her mouth. Get my baby! Get my baby! And that's the hardest hit I've ever taken in playing football was from Randy White.
I know you're a big-time Cowboy fan because your nephew is Ezekiel Elliott. We'll get back to him in a minute. But right down here, we're Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. What do you think about Jameis Winston as a quarterback?
I think Jameis Winston has got a chance. He's got an opportunity. I mean, anybody that can make it to the not-for-long league, I mean, God, I bless him. Thank you so much. I made it. I didn't do half of what it is he's doing, but I made it. I don't care who you are. If they put you on a roster and they say that you was there, I don't care if you was there for 5 minutes. Can they put you on a roster? They pay you some money? Did you get paid? You made it. Jameis Winston, my hat's off to you, sir.
You think they're going to be a playoff team this year?
I really don't care.
All right, let's talk about Ezekiel Elliott. Let's talk about your nephew.
Zeke.
Yeah, talk about his success. And do you think there's a possibility that he could rush for 2,000 yards in the NFL?
Absolutely. He's a beast.
Offensive line?
He's a beast, and he can only get better. Only way he can go from here is up as being a rookie. And his father, Stacy, I love you so much. His father, Stacey Elliott, or should I say, Assalamu alaikum. Muslim. But my thing is, and Stacey and I really stayed together. Stacey and I was in 81 Railroad Avenue together, and that's all going to come out even in my book, Disposable Hero, that talks about how I was dragged out. I have so much going on, my book, the movies, television, and so on and so forth.
Busy.
But my point is, busy is good. But my point is, you got to have a story. You got to be poignant. You cannot make this happen unless you have something to say. I would love to sit down and talk to Ezekiel and do more with him and so on. But right now, Zeke's going through that stage. Right now, my daughter's 15 years old. She don't even call my little black butt. I don't even hear from her. And she's in Dayton, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? My son, Brandon, he's in Hackensack, New Jersey. My point is that all of these things make up the stories that I tell and who I am and why I sit up until 6 o'clock this morning writing Caregiver's Christmas, and why it is I want to tell the story that I'm about to really relinquish in the next few weeks and so on and so forth. It tells about a story of a young man that maybe is not, he's kind of like the radio with Cuba Gooding Jr. type person.
Right.
But his story is so much more poignant. And I have the exclusive rights. I'm going to tell his story in a movie, and I'm going to tell it in the right way.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Love it.
I know Peter wants you to come on a Saturday to his sports show. He's got a 2-hour sports show. Wouldn't that be wonderful for you guys?
Yes, we definitely got to get you on sometime. Talk about some more NFL football.
Oh man, I got some stories that'll flip you out that chair, brother.
Let's work it out. Let's do it.
That would be great.
Oh,
He would love that.
Peter, before we go, and then we're about to introduce this wonderful woman that's the new correspondent for news. Is it because I am Walter Briggs, not like Peter Koppel or Ted Koppel and such. But my thing is too, I want to work on something for you guys to think about yourself, Dawn Reese, and yourself, Peter. Is that I'm doing a big promotion for this upcoming football season with Victory Casino Cruises. And I'm going to bring out a professional football player each Sunday on one afternoon trip on a Sunday. So they come sign autographs and so on and so forth. We're working it all out. So if you're an NFL football player and Victory Casino Cruises, you would like to come out, you can gamble. I'll do whatever I need to do to get you there. But we have wonderful people that are going to come on the show and going to come on to the ship. And if you're out there, please give us a call, 407-656-1005. If you want to be a sponsor for that and play golf the day before, we play right here at Sanctuary Ridge in Orlando, Florida, and
Very nice.
And then we go on the ship the next day, and then guess what? You go home Sunday night. Bye, see you, thank you so much. But you get whatever monies you win, you keep. Okay, and we're giving you money to play for the NFL players and so on and so forth. But I'm working all of that out right now. But remember, you can go to www.handsandheartsthatcare.org. Okay. And the phone number, the toll-free number is 844-422-3574. And for anybody that wants to audition, please call my manager, my agent, at 954-341-0588. His name is Paul.
That's right. He's got a really amazing
It's
agent.
a great cause, too, so definitely. And everybody was involved in an ALS water challenge, bucket challenge.
They don't even know why they did it.
Right, right. Didn't even know, and you're doing it for a great cause for your wife, so salute to you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Very super cool. We're going to get you hooked up, and he'll be on your sports show for 2 hours. I can see that happening.
We can do that,
All
definitely.
right.
We can do 2
That's
hours.
not enough time.
Easily. That's what I'm saying, right? We can do an NFL show for 2 hours. Are you serious?
That's not enough time.
That's Peter Blake. So anyways, I want to introduce this amazing young lady. Come over to the microphone and take my headsets from me. And there you go. Thank you. Oh, no, she actually is going to ask you a question.
Oh, ask me a question.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So she's actually going to Tampa Bay Comic-Con and while I'm in Tennessee at a national pageant. And introduce yourself, Miss Beautiful.
I'm Jocelyn here with Hollywood Connections.
You're good. You're good.
Football superstar.
Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to say take one.
Okay.
Say reporting for Hollywood Connections.
Okay. Okay. Reporting for Hollywood Connections.
And Walter Briggs is your guest.
I have a few questions for you.
Please.
Okay.
How did you audition for All the Right Moves?
Ooh, that's a good question. I was 16 years old when I first auditioned. I was 16 years old, and Shirley Grant was my agent in Teaneck, New Jersey. I had to go to Reed Sweeney Reed, which was the agent that hired me. But my mother wrote this wonderful letter alongside with this beautiful football picture of me at Hackensack High School, Hackensack, New Jersey, Hackensack Black United. We love you. But I got the job because Tom Cruise literally named me Rifleman because we had an audition, and I went on the field and threw the football. And they were all there, Leah Thompson, Craig T. Nelson, Sandy Faison, she was on Broadway at the time, and such, Phil Goldfarb, Stephen Deutsch, and the producers of Speed that did Speed and such, and they just loved me because not only could I throw a football 70 yards, but I could act. And I did Shenandoah, West Side Story, girl, believe it, I was in Fiddler on the Roof. Can you believe that? Black guy, I was Jewish as heck that day.
I know.
So,
They have some.
But my point is, that's how I got the part, is because I thought past my ability to do other things than act.
Right.
I was myself.
Right.
And I found out that I could really do this thing, just like you producers are looking for.
Well, I got to tell you, everyone starts out in life as an actor because the first time you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you drop everything, and Mom's like,
"Yep,
whoa, what happened?
What happened was
it was an alien, Mama. I swear to God,
It wasn't me.
it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. We try to tell the judge that all the time. He just don't listen. So we start acting.
Do the
It's
same
really
thing
hard when
with
you're the
refs.
only child.
And Walter, she has another question
Yes,
for you. A couple
I'm sorry.
more. A couple more.
How can we find you?
Oh, that was a nice
Well,
one.
you see, that's a good thing. If you wasn't so young, I wouldn't have answered that question. I'd have go to jail. No, but like I said, you can go to Hands and Hearts That Care, or you can call the office number at 844-422-3574. And then you can go to handsandheartsthatcare.org. Or like I said, you can go to my agent, Paul, and his email address is moviegreat@aol.com. And you can always find me. I am accessible. I am SAG, AFTRA, and Equity. But if you got a check behind it, where I don't even have to report it. I just need the work.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
And did you have any more questions?
No.
You're good? Well, she'll be
Okay.
reporting, and this gentleman over here is the voiceover expert. So you're going to be interviewing and doing some questions with some people afterwards saying, how did you like the event? And the speaker. So you expect her at the Tampa Bay Comic-Con coming up.
Look forward to it.
We're going to start with auditions in a minute. But Ron, before we start, you had actually wrote a book for your children. And tell us about The Determined Cow.
Actually, I didn't write this book.
No?
My two oldest boys, they wrote this when they were about 9 and 11 years old. And it's called The Determined Cow. It's kind of like a story about this cow that got bored and was reading a book of nursery rhymes, Hey Diddle Diddle, The Cat and the Fiddle, The Cow Jumped Over the Moon. And the cow in the story is like, I'd like to go to the moon. So she asks a farmyard cat, and the farmyard cat's like, I want to have some fun with this cow. So the cat kind of tricks the cow a few times, like, oh yeah, I know the cow in the story used a slingshot. You should try to build that. And so they build a slingshot, and then they build a cannon, and nothing works. And then finally the cat, is just having a laugh at the cow's expense, and the cat says, you're never going to get to the moon. You could blow yourself to the moon, or you could blow yourself up in a rocket. It's never going to happen. And the cow says, you know what? I can do anything I put my mind to.
Exactly.
And you know what happens? The cow takes all the little pieces of all the other little things that they were doing and builds a rocket ship and ends up going to the moon.
Oh, how cute.
And the cat comes out just as the cow is taking off. And he sings her a farewell song on his fiddle, and the cow makes it. So my sons, my oldest son Tristan wrote this book, and my my middle son Anthony, he illustrated it. And if you look, there's some very beautiful illustrations in this book. It's for children of all ages, really. I actually got a lot of inspiration for the Redneck movie from this book because my kids didn't give up, and I'm not going to give up on my project. So I really kind of take that, and I think that all independent filmmakers should think the same way. Don't give up, man. Things come up, and it might feel like the very next day you're like, man, is there anything else that could possibly go wrong? And if you just step back for a minute, have a prayer, just kind of center yourself, and the answers will come. So just don't give up on your projects, guys, because it's important that we get those independent movies made.
How did they get in touch with you for the book? If they want to buy it.
Well, you can Google The Determined Cow online. It's for sale on Amazon and things like that. I'm not really here to try to do that, but it is a self-published book. The boys did that for themselves, and any money that they earned from the book is going to their college fund. So, that was a project we did several years ago to try to get them some money for college. My son is actually enlisted in the Navy now. He leaves in August. He has joined the nuclear Navy. He's going to be a nuclear engineer. My oldest son, yeah.
Wow, very good.
And my middle son is actually, he's applied to Ringling College, so they're going to take him on next year as a student at Ringling. So they're doing very well. And this book was just, again, this was one of those things where they went out there and tried to inspire other kids to do the same thing. It's not very often that you see a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old out there writing books and then going to schools and promoting other kids to do the same. So I think that's really cool, because most kids are just watching TV and playing video games.
Exactly.
But these guys, they went out and did something. And again, that kind of inspired me to do what I'm doing, because I didn't know anything about making films a year ago. And then I said, you know what? I can do it. I mean, why not? Why not?
But you know why you literally intrigue me. And I have accomplished a lot in my life, and God has blessed me. I thank Him for everything, because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Exactly.
So, but what I'm saying to you is, your children have been wonderfully successful.
Beautiful.
And writing a book at this age, and I'm 51, and I'm just finishing my first one.
Oh.
But my point is that they had, as my father would say, they had a good beginning. They had a good beginning. There's no reason they're successful if it wasn't for you. They inspire you, but anybody inspired you to raise such beautiful children.
Yes.
And I commend you, sir.
Me too.
It is 7:41. We have actors out there. We have to come back and get Preston's actors in here as well. But before I go, I just want to say, Josh, you are welcome into the Hollywood Connections media team. You are going to be one of our reporters. Here, take that. So she's official, and she's going to train under me. And if she wants to be a title holder, that's a whole nother audition. And we've got a live event coming up, a showbiz pageant, but I got to get these actors on. Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
All right, so let's bring over this amazing actor, rapper. I mean, he's amazing. I'm going to give you the headsets. You're going to actually audition for all three of them. And please take my headsets off of my head. Here we go. And actually introduce yourself. All right, you're live on the air.
All right, how you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
All right, my name is Steven, and I'm actually a musician, a rapper, and my stage name is Private. And I've been in America for almost 10 years. I came here from Africa, Ghana, West Africa. So I've been trying to make it in show business for a very long time, and I've been working and grinding hard, and hopefully something turn up, and something will turn up. I'm praying, I'm hoping so. So here I am.
That's right. So actually, he overheard my conversation in the store. I was on. I'm like, I got to get to the radio station. He's like, "Are you in radio?" I can't tell you where he works. It's one of my little favorite stores. And so this is Walter Briggs. He's doing a play. And Walter, what are you looking for? You can tell him what you're looking for, and then anybody else that has a question for him.
I actually wanted to say it's nice to see you back, because last time you were here, you killed it.
Yes.
It was awesome. It was terrific. I love the story you did last time. It was very, very funny. Yeah. Very funny.
All right, thank you. Yeah, and actually, when I did that little skit, one of our people messaged me through Facebook. They wanted to meet me, and I was actually talking to that person for a long time. And he actually has I think a show coming up, and he's looking for writers and actors. So I sent him that little skit, and I added a few more stuff to it. So he liked that, and he wants me to come in and sit down and chat with them. So I did that, and we're hoping things will move on forward.
And didn't you guys want him for something, a radio show or some type of radio?
Oh, that was the other film director. Yeah, we're going to start doing the old time radio,
Yeah.
and he wanted you to write a script on that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Just let me know when and where, and I'll do it. Because writing, I can bring out anything fast. Because that little skit I did it the same day when I came in.
Yes, you said so.
Anybody else have a question for him, Walter?
So you wrote a rap song, or you wrote a skit?
A skit last week, right?
Well, last time I was here, I wrote a little skit because I thought we were going to be given a script to read off of. So when I came in, I found out we had to have our own thing. So I wrote it the day of when I came in, hours before I came in. So I wrote it, and I came in and I performed that.
And
actually, I am a musician too. So I have music out on YouTube and SoundCloud, and I'm working on that some more just to make it into show business.
So what's your? And I know we don't have a lot of time,
No, we
but
don't.
I want to know about your story. But we're going to talk about that off the mic and so on and so forth. But what makes you? What is your je ne sais quoi? What makes you better than everybody else? What do you, besides rap, writing? What's your forte? Well, who are you?
Well, what makes me better than everybody else is I bring 100% to the table, and my family in Africa is what drives me. And I'm here with my father and my sisters. Everybody else is back home in Africa, and I'm here right now. And everything I do, they're my motivation, you know. So everything I'm doing right now, I'm doing it for them. So I'm pushing hard. So I'm doing everything for them.
So
that's what makes me better than everybody else. So
family.
Family is what pushing me forward. So when I'm going to do something, I'm going to make sure I put 100% into it just for them, you know, because I'm not doing it for me mostly, you know. My dream is to make sure they sleep happily, you know, they sleep soundly, they have something to eat, and they're living the life that I want them to live, you know. That's what makes me better than everybody else. So when I'm doing something, I'm going to make sure I'm putting 100% into it, and I'm going with everything I have. So that's what makes me better than everybody else.
Okay.
That's it. Well, but that's a good one. That's a good one. But let me ask you one question, and I know what you're going to ask. I already know it. I already know it.
Okay.
Rap me just 1 minute of who you really are, off the cuff, right now, real quick. Bam.
Rap you, okay. I'm a young African boy. I do what I do. I come in with 100%. I never back down. Everything you see is what you get. I'm going in hard for my family. They're over there in Africa, and hopefully someday they'll get what I get, and whatever I give to them, they'll be happy. I'm grateful for God has blessed me.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's introduce David. Can you introduce him? Because I don't have the mic. Hi, everybody. We're still live on the air. I'm going to introduce David over here. And Dave is an actor. He's done so many commercials all over and movies. He's here to audition for all of you gentlemen as well. David, take the headsets. And you're going to give a monologue, and I'll help pass out your headshots. Everybody take one.
I think we had David here before a few weeks ago. Yeah, he did very good, too. He was another one that was very, very good.
Okay, and you're auditioning for Walter's play as well. So
Thank you.
Here you go. Take my seat and introduce yourself. You're live on the air. We got to talk.
Hi, David.
Hi. I'm very fortunate to be in your company. I feel blessed to be here. And I feel blessed to be in this industry.
Yes.
I'm the only person that is working so hard that never wanted to be an actor.
Uh-oh.
No, I was running a singles club, and all the guys in the singles club wanted to go to Hooters. So I went to Hooters, reserved a table for 6. Everybody called me and canceled. So I'm saying, Lord, should I stay or should I go? I got the hint that I should stay. 10 minutes later, a guy walks over to me. You have an interesting face. Would you like to be in the movies? I'm thinking to myself, that's a line you use on the girls with the orange shorts. Why are you bothering me? But my first words, I didn't say that. That's what I was thinking. My first words to him were, do I keep my clothes on? I don't want to be I don't want to be involved in all that stuff. So he gives me his business card, 20th Century Fox.
Oh, wow.
They were shooting a movie. They were looking for extras. So then he said the 2 magic words to me, we'll pay you and we'll feed you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, take my picture. He calls me up 3 days later. He says, are you available this Friday? I said, today's Wednesday. 2 days from now? He says, yes. He says, you look so much like Dennis Franz from NYPD Blue.
Sure do.
Yes, he does.
He says that we're going to make you a detective. He says, you're no longer an extra. I never acted before. I never had a lesson before. And he says, by the time we get through with you in makeup, Dennis Franz's own mother would pick you over him.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that's how I got into show business. I did this first movie with James Earl Jones and Grace Jones. And I had to beat up somebody. They loved me so much, even though I never acted before, that they called me up 2 weeks later. They want to make a movie with Hulk Hogan. I made a movie with Hulk Hogan. They said, I love this.
Right.
I went and got some headshots made, got 2 agents the next day, and I was shooting my first commercial for as a football coach, Tom Landry type football coach.
Really?
While we're trying to figure out how to stop this running back.
Yes, over here.
I was with a computer in the locker room trying to figure out what place to call to stop him. And they said, Coach, we need you on the field. And I said, yeah, I'll be right out. That was for CBS Sports. My first job paid me $1,320 for a half hour.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Love this job.
I said, I love this job. Why didn't I switch earlier, But that was my entrance to the business. But I am blessed to be in this business because I had the pleasure of working with Preston like 5 or 6 times already. He was also a great acting teacher. I learned a lot from him. He has a way of explaining things.
I know we have 10 minutes and we have everybody else. What are you looking for? Do you want to give your story of something or a monologue for Walter?
Well, my monologue is, I do stand-up comedy as The Godfather. So
it's my favorite movie in the world. Don't mess it up.
Wow. I'm going to send you.
I know every line.
I'll send you a clip of my latest movie where I'm talking like this is The Godfather. You know.
You gonna make me an offer I can't refuse?
We have 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, the thing is I tell everybody, I don't know how many people are Italian out there, but I'll have you all talking Italian in 15 seconds. I'll teach you how to say I'm broke in Italian. You got to move your hands like this and say my funds are low. That's how you say I'm broke in Italian.
My funds are low.
Yes.
Okay. I got to remember that. I'm from New York, so you know how.
So am I. You can't tell. I open my mouth. You think I'm...
it's all good.
No wonder we say I understand each other.
But you do really look like the top. You really Dennis friends. You really do.
Wait, stay here. Let's introduce Preston. We're going to bring you all back if you can come back because you're more of a documentary as well. And we kind of went over with everything, but we still have a few minutes. Preston, introduce what you're going to do with your actors.
Well, actually, is this on?
Yeah, you're on. You're live. People are driving.
Okay. Actually, I have with me there are 3 film students, and they're going to actually tell everyone what they are up to. This is why I write. I don't talk. Okay.
All right. My name is Charlie. Into the mic. All right. My name's Charlie, and I get headphones too, and I dropped my phone.
5 minutes.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. So my name is Charlie. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm a college student, and this is Charlie.
Hi, I am Luna.
So basically, this project that we're working on, it's about this town that we grew up in this town called Heaven's Mill, and there's this town that's maybe like a half an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what kind of traffic you hit. It's called Hell Falls, and it's been abandoned for, years right now. But there's always been this like mystery surrounding it, and like this curse that is kind of like that like mystery about it. And we've always been curious about it. You know, I've grown up listening to all these stories, and we decided we wanted to work together and make a documentary about it. So
yeah, it's very fascinating and just a big mystery. There's this huge story from years ago, 1890, 50 miners disappeared, and then they reappeared, and then a similar situation happens in the current times.
Yeah,
and
it was probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like 2006, 2005.
Yeah, I think it was a little
around
girl.
That time.
Yeah, there was a little girl. She had gone missing during her birthday, and when she disappeared and she came back, weird things started happening in that town, and that's exactly what happened back in the late 1800s with the miners. So we're trying to get into that and see what we can do
and find out the truth.
Yeah,
yes, we're searching for the truth.
That's it. Yeah, that's the title. We're searching for the truth.
You guys wrote this?
No, it's a documentary that we're working on.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So let me ask you, is it kind of like a Blair Witch Project type situation there?
It definitely has that feel to it. It's going to have kind of that documentary, but we're going to be going around. We're going to be seeing what we can find. There's some townspeople that used to live there, so we're going to go try to interview them and talk to them and see what they know. Because there's really not much information out there about
what
it. What
school are you guys attached to?
We're part of the Art Institute in Tampa, yeah.
All 3 of you?
Yes, that's correct.
How'd you end up with that good-looking guy?
We have some friends because we're the film students. We were part of their program, so we have some friends that have worked with him in the past, and they just kind of came across that, and we needed a little bit of help kind of understanding how to put.
So where do you stand now? Are you guys almost into production, or are you guys?
Yeah, we're actually going to head out this weekend and start working on kind of going through the town and seeing what we can find. Because it's. Have you scripts? No. We're kind of just winging it. Really, we kind of have an idea of how we want to put the documentary together, but it's unscripted. We're just kind of.
It's ad-libbing.
Yeah, I gotta see what's gonna happen.
Tyler Perry's gonna love you.
Yes, definitely. Seeing what happens.
We're basically going to go to the town, and we're going to interview townsfolk and stuff like that, and see what we can discover and find
So
out.
it really is like the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's funny because we were talking to Preston about the concept. He had said that
You got to
too.
understand something though, but just so you guys have a little bit of background. Kevin Smith is a professor at the same school that produced the Blair Witch Project. He's our producer, or he's our director, but it's not that Kevin Smith. It's another Kevin Smith.
Okay.
He's actually a professor at the college in Orlando, Central Florida. Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Which
yes,
you're talking about Full Sail?
No, the other one.
Oh, yeah.
So at any rate, that entire film was scripted. It was completely scripted.
Yeah.
It was a student film project that they did, and they did it in such a way where it looked like a documentary, but it was completely scripted. It was very well done, and they did it on a shoestring budget. It was just like they did it for very, very small amount of money, but it was super successful because nothing else had ever been done like that.
Yeah.
And they did it, like Preston said, as sort of a found video type situation. So that's what sold the film, and it was a terrific idea. So I hope I'm not like raining on you guys' like idea or anything like that, but that's why I asked you if it was sort of like that.
Yeah, it's like it's because this isn't like a scripted thing. Like, we're going to this place and we're going to be trying to figure out this stuff. But I like the only way that it's like kind of connected to how the Blair Witch and stuff is that it's in that documentary style. Because I mean, it's a documentary, so we're this is new to us. We're used to doing a lot of like scripted shorts and stuff. So doing documentaries new, but we're just trying to.
So it's an actual documentary, not a portrayed documentary.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, I know it's 7:56, and I know we also want to give a shout out. We're going to have a big event coming up, a showbiz pageant in Kissimmee in October. They are new reporters with Ellen and Mad Fashions. I'll put that on HollywoodConnections.biz tonight. We don't have time to put Ellen on the phone. I want to thank you, Walter, and I look forward to having you a part of the show. And you know, Yvonne, he said he's going to help us with some great guests.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm all over Dawn Reese's Pieces now. You know, and I know her man over there. You know he loves me. I'm the black chocolate. She the vanilla chocolate. Dawn, thank you so much for having me. Everybody, God bless you. Thank you so much for me being here. I look forward to it. We're going to develop some characters and do some concepts, and we're going to create some new Reese's Pieces around here. Dawn Reese's Pieces.
We're going to have some fun.
Thank you, Preston. Thank you for your actors to be here. And you can also audition for Ron as well. Get his card. Get Walter's card as well. We're not taking your actors.
I am definitely taking your actors. I'm doing it right in front of you. I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed.
Well, also, please, everyone, go to mypillow.com, buy a pillow, put in promo code BEACH, B-E-A-C-H. Go to theaquavault.com, put in Hollywood One. That is the coolest thing in the world. I love my AquaVault. It was on Shark Tank. I use it for everything, the Lazy River. And also the toothpaste we have. I have a couple bottles left. Whitening toothpaste. It helps support our show. I am Dawn Reese. Go to dawnreeseshow@yahoo.com on PayPal if you want to help donate for this show. And also, if you'd like to see the live shows, go to Hollywood Connections on YouTube and put in today's date. And I am Dawn Reese. Yvonne Madison, thank you so much for everything. I hope you had fun.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you,
Thank you
everybody,
for being here,
coming.
and have fun at Tampa Comic Con.
Yes.
And I'm going to get in touch with the agents. I know Rose Rosen wants to come in, a casting director, and be on the air. We have so many other celebrities. And Peter Blake, did you have fun?
Absolutely. It's only on Hollywood Connections every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And thank you so much, both of you, David, for being here and your talent that you've shown everybody. And any last words? We have a minute.
And thank you for listening to All Night Jazz.
We're going to get some photos after. I'm Dawn Reese. Let's knock it out with some Hollywood music. Go to HollywoodConnections.biz. And thank you so much for tuning in.
We had fun.
That's some good stuff. Great.
Give me love, affection. Come on, give me love and affection. There will be no confusion, no temptation, no segregation, but there'll be solution.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR.